What's up, everybody? J Heat Sports Media coming at y'all again with that fire as always. Spitting the hot topics and getting the sports conversation started. Y'all know what I'm talking about: football, basketball, and boxing. And you know what I gotta be talking about today, Friday, July 28th. Tomorrow, the biggest fight in possibly my lifetime takes place. Definitely the best fight of this century since 2000, in my personal opinion. Earl the Truth Spence versus Terrence Bud Crawford. Time to give my final prediction on how I think this fight's gonna go. Let's talk about it. So the fight of the century is about to take place, as I said before. Terrence Bud Crawford versus Earl the Truth Spence. Saturday night, Las Vegas, T-Mobile Arena. Make sure you tune in on Showtime pay-per-view. I can't stress enough how big a fight this is. There's been some big fights in the history of boxing in my lifetime. Leonard versus Hagler, Hagler-Hearns, Trinidad versus De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather versus Manny Pacquiao. This is in line with any of them. It's not going to make the pay-per-view buys more than likely of Floyd versus Manny, but from a skill perspective, a talent perspective, and the fact that they're both in the prime of their careers, it should be a much better fight. It should be as good as those Leonard-Hearns, Leonard-Hagler, Hagler-Hearns fights back in the 80s. Go back even further, your Thriller in Manila, your fights between Muhammad Ali and others. Those have been big time fights. This will be of that caliber, that level. Bud, Spence have been going back and forth in the press conferences. They've gotten heated. There's been some personal exchanges about the families getting rowdy at the fight week that's caused a few personal exchanges. The coaches, Derek James, Bomac, they don't seem to like each other very much right now. So when they get in that ring, fireworks will begin. My prediction for the fight, I expect it to start out slow but strategic. I think they will respect each other when they first get in the ring, knowing the caliber of fighter they're in the ring with, the mentality that both these guys got, the heart that's pumping out their chest. They'll fill it out the first 2 rounds. It won't be a long fill-out process because they're going to both be ready to make some noise to put on a show. I expect Earl to step forward more often than Bud in the first few rounds. Bud will be looking to counter what Spence is doing, and they'll take their time going back and forth, trying to play a little bit of a chess game, starting out for those first 2 rounds. Then after that, I expect for Spence to pick up his momentum because he has a high work rate. I think his high work rate is going to be a big deal in being able to keep Bud at bay. But Bud, he's going to give back what comes to him. I think at times he'll step forward. Spence's defense, when he gets into his position with his guards, he should be able, holding that telephone, as they say, be able to keep some of Crawford's big punches off of him for the first half of the fight, I think. It'll really depend if Bud can get into some body shots for his jabs, because I think jabs to the face will be a little bit more difficult, whereas I do believe Spence will get his jabs to the face from time to time starting out, because Bud has a tendency to drop his guards at times, more so than Spence, and uses athletic ability to kind of time you, beat you to what you're trying to do, outsmart you. But Bud, with all his heart, all his fire that burns inside of him to be great, he talks about if Spence gets out of line, he's going to knock him out. He's definitely going to win. I think some of his natural tendencies are going to work against him. I think Spence's discipline and training that he's gotten from Derrick James is going to play a real big key role in helping him to advance in this fight. I think by the time we get to around 8 or 9, Spence would have won at least 6 of those, 3 probably to Crawford. And I think over time, Spence going to the body and up top is going to weigh on Terrence Crawford. And I think around round 9, possibly round 10, Spence will get a stoppage because Crawford will start to gamble. He'll want to put Spence on his back to get on some get back for what Spence is going to be bringing his way with the high work rate. And I think Spence is going to stop Crawford 9th or the 10th round. He may not be out cold, but I could see the ref stopping it. I could see him hurt to the body with maybe a body shot that puts him down. Spence is my pick to win this fight. I don't think it's going to go to decision. I think Spence will stop Terrence Crawford, which is really hard for me to see. I'm just going with my gut here. It's a 50-50 fight, even though Vegas and most professionals, whether it's analysts or boxers, when you hear them talk, it's favored to Crawford. So really more than 50-50, when you look at the numbers, it's like 55-45 in favor of Crawford. I feel Spence is going to take that to heart. He boxed with Mikey, slugged it out with Sean Porter. He put Ugas in the torture chamber. He went over to Kell Brook, and even though Crawford will say he stopped Kell Brook, Earl broke his face when he was more in his prime and put him out in even more brutal fashion, in my personal opinion. And with the accumulation of the work rate and punches that'll come from Spence, I expect him again to stop Crawford. I know it's a hot take. I know that's what nobody expects to see. And there's a chance Crawford could stop Spence if he catches him with one of his good counters. I don't think he's going to get many clean ones in because I think Spence is prepared for it. You'll probably see some shoulder roll action out of Spence at times, and you'll consistently see his guards up. I don't see him bringing the guards down to take any gambles, but I do see Terrence doing that, and I think that'll be his downfall, my personal opinion. Most importantly, when this fight's over, I gotta see how the loser, even more important than the winner, reacts. True champions show their champions by how they respond after adversity, and I want to see how they respond, and the sportsmanship that should come after this great fight, because these are two warriors that we deserve the praise, and whoever wins this fight is pound for pound #1, no question. I don't care what Naoya Inoue just did. The winner of this fight is my #1 pound for pound, and whoever loses, in my opinion, will still be in the top 10, possibly top 3 to 5, depending on if it go to decision. But I got the stoppage. Holla at you. All right, that's all the time I got. Y'all know what it is, and you know who you looking for. J-Heat Sports Media. Remember to like, subscribe, hit the bell, get at me in the comments. Let's go back and forth. You know I'm on YouTube, Instagram, at The Vault JMU414 on Twitter, and of course, what's up TikTok? Holla at y'all next time.